So, if we remember from Saturday, you guys got to the village of Barovia. You met Morgantha, and Liliana decided to eat one of her pies, and she loved it. It was so good. It was sweet, and it had that nutty flavor. It was delicious. You guys got to the Blood of the Vine Tavern, and while you got yourself something to drink, Sam, the other two noticed a gentleman who was very obviously staring at the three of you, and after a little talk with him, you found out his name was Ismark Kolyanovich, and he asked you guys to help take his sister to anywhere but Barovia, and to help with the burial of their father, who was the former burgermeister here. You guys follow him to the burgermeister mansion, and obviously with the free stay, he's also paying you 20 gold apiece to help with the burial of his father. You find out that his sister has some strange marks on her, and you find out a few things about this devil that everybody's talking about. You also finally get to see the castle that you had seen in your dreams. After a little bit of talking and meeting Irina and Nicola, you also see the casket right as soon as you walk in. And you get some things taken care of before you all decide to bed down for the night. But during the night, something comes to the house. You hear scratching and clawing, and Ismark runs in and tells you guys to come back to the foyer to hurdle together, so that way you guys are all safe. There was also a point before you guys went to bed where a woman came crying about her daughter, but Ismark was able to send her away. After hearing all of the odd sounds outside, eventually everything went silent. And then you heard the voice of someone. Something about a Tatiana and bringing her home, asking for her hand in marriage. Then there was total silence. And all of you went back to sleep. Liliana, when you woke up, it was awful. You had the best sleep you've ever had, and then all you wanted was more of the pie. But when you realized you had eaten all of your pie, you started ranting and raving about needing more pie. And Sam was able to cure you of this odd addiction that you had to this pie. After some breakfast, a lot of silence, because none of you wanted to talk. After a slight tiff with Irina, Ismark got you guys ready, and you all made the funeral procession through town. You saw various inhabitants of the village of Barovia coming out to bow their heads and pay their best respects that they could to the former burgermeister. And we left off with you guys getting to the church. So that is where we will start tonight. Atop a slight rise, against the roots of the pillars of stone that support Castle Ravenloft, stands a gray, sagging edifice of stone and wood. This church has obviously weathered the assaults of evil for centuries on end and is worn and weary. A bell tower rises toward the back, and flickering light shines through the holes in the shingled roof. The rafters strain feebly against their load. The heavy wooden doors of the church are covered with claw marks and scarred by fire. And you all watch as you get to the church. Ismark pauses for a moment, and he even says, "Hold," as he looks at the church, and you can hear this disappointed sigh as he moves towards the door with the help of the three of you, and he knocks before pushing the doors open. He calls out, "Father Donovich, are you there?" And he says, "Come, let's get this inside for a moment." And he helps you usher the casket into the church, very gently having you all set it down on the floor so he can go look for the priest of this church. He tells you guys to wait where you are, and he goes ahead. As you enter the church, the doors open to reveal a 10-foot wide, 20-foot long hallway leading to a brightly lit chapel. The hall is unlit and reeks of mildew. 4 doors, 2 on each side of the hall, lead to adjacent chambers. You can see that the chapel is strewn with debris, and you hear a soft voice from within reciting a prayer. Suddenly, the prayer is blotted out by an inhuman scream that rises up from beneath the wooden floor.
When Lana hears Ismark tell her to hold, she gets a very confused look on her face. And then when she hears the scream, she says, "I do not like the sound of that. I am going to go check that out." And she starts walking towards, I guess I'm gonna, where Ismark went off to.
Ismark is inside the chapel.
He's just gonna follow.
Okay.
And when she gets close enough to Ismark, she says, "With a sound like that, no one should be left alone." And she pulls out her warhammer.
As you enter the chapel, you see that it's in absolute shambles, with overturned and broken pews littering the dusty floor. Dozens of candles mounted in candlesticks and candelabras light every dusty corner in a fervent attempt to rid the chapel of shadows. At the far end of the church sits a claw-scarred altar, behind which kneels a priest in soiled vestments. Next to him hangs a long, thick rope that stretches up into the bell tower. Ismark, when he hears you, Lana, he looks back at you, and he nods. "I suppose, for you, this is not a typical sound you hear. Lots of strange noises come from this place." It's not exactly a holy place anymore, as you can see.
Lana, as she looks around, she gets this very puzzled look on her face. And when Eastmark speaks up, shock. You can see shock on her face, and she says, "Then why bring your father here?"
This is where my father is to be buried. Just because the building is no longer holy does not mean the ground is not.
She gives him a nod of understanding.
He nods and he very carefully moves up to the priest and places a hand on his shoulder. Father Donovich. And you watch as the priest kind of jumps at the sudden touch that's been given to him, and he looks up at Eastmark from his kneeling position. Oh, my dear boy, I am terribly sorry. I needed to say a prayer before we buried your father. And Eastmark nods, and as the priest gets to his feet, he is an older man, probably in his late 50s, early 60s. You see that the dark circles under his eyes are more pronounced than they should be. His skin is paler than it should be. It looks like this man hasn't slept in weeks. His whole body just shakes, but he comes up to you, Lana, and he bows his head, and he says, "The Morning Lord welcomes you here."
She looks at the priest and she bows her head back and she says, "I do not know of this Morning Lord, but I am pleased to meet you. Thank you."
He nods and he slowly moves past you to go to the casket where Colion is currently located. And he very gently touches the wood. And once again, that guttural, inhuman scream permeates the air. And you watch him freeze for a moment.
And you said that that's coming from underneath the church itself?
Yes.
Lana is looking at the priest and watching his reaction to the sound, and she says, "What do you have underneath your church?"
Eastmark comes up to you, and he places a hand on your shoulder as best as he can. Now is not the time for that. And then he also steps past you, Lana, and he moves to the casket. Father Donovan.
I was gonna say, Lana looks to the group that she's with to see if anybody else may want to chime in here.
Sam will give her a hand gesture that means later. Like, we've got one thing to do here. Let's do this thing and then worry about that thing. The priest isn't, he'll even lean over to us. The priest isn't panicking, so whatever it is can wait until services are done.
Lana nods.
The
This place
priest.
is...
Go ahead, because I didn't
No,
catch
I was just
that.
saying... No, I just said this place is strange. Like, as an observation after telling her to just wait just a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Father Donovich turns to look at you all, and he says, "It's starting to get a little dark for my taste. Let's get him out and get him buried. I have already dug the hole. We will say our prayers and our rites, and then come in and Ismark," he looks at Ismark, "you and I will speak about the payment and things of that sort." And Ismark nods, and he goes to the casket, and he gets ready to pick it up again, waiting for the three of you to help him pick it up.
Lana will pick it up.
As the three of you help him pick up this casket, Father Donovich goes in front of the four of you, and he leads you out of the church. He turns to his right and goes around the church, up 3 steps into this. If there was sunlight, it would be a very beautiful church graveyard. He leads the lot of you to this spot right here and motions for the four of you to place the casket into the hole here. As the casket is placed in the hole, you watch as Father Donovich recites a prayer to the Morning Lord, praying that the Morning Lord will take at least one soul, if not the rest of them. And as he's going on with his last rites, can everybody roll me a perception check, please?
Now, is this guy just a priest doing standard last rites?
Mm-hmm.
Or is he a cleric doing, like, magic last rites?
He's doing just priest last rites.
Okay.
Liliana, are you going to roll?
I did. I got a 22.
Oh, it just now popped up. I apologize. Sam.
Well, then I want to also, if they mind if I do, give last rites as well.
Okay. As you offer, Sam, Father Donovich looks at you, and then he looks at Ismark. And Ismark, you can see that his eyes are very wide at such an offer, and he very quickly nods his head.
Then I will do the first level ceremonies. Wait, did I get rid of those? Why do I not have ceremonies in here?
I don't know.
Oh, I was looking for other... Oh, that's what happens. I think I accidentally fucked up yesterday. I shouldn't have... I was doing a... looking for other spells when I had... that I may need. I am... and finding out... testing how to change my spells.
Okay.
So I need to correct.
What do you need to correct? Because I can correct it for
Yeah.
you right now.
Oh no, I can do it too. I just need to take away purify food and drink and put on my
Ceremony.
ceremonies again.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, as you're doing that, Sam, you're paying attention to the casket and things like that. Liliana, you, being a ranger and a former military, with a former military background, you are constantly making sure to look over your surroundings. And as you look to the north, you see this shadowy mist standing there. And as the mist dissipates, you see this dark, shadowy figure. The figure seems to have its head bowed in respect for what's happening right now.
Do you guys see that at all? Or
I didn't see it on an 18, and I'm not gonna.
Oh, no. You were going to see it, but you're doing the last rites. So if you look over, since
No, I'm doing my thing, so I'm not paying attention to you.
Liliana has mentioned it, if you guys look over, you will also see it.
Oh, I will continue last writing because mine is a spell that I have to do.
Liliana, you will also notice that when you mention this shadowy figure, you see Eastmark and Father Donovich tense up. You can see that their hands are practically white-knuckled, and they're very, very roughly closing their eyes, like just closing them as tight as they possibly can, because they don't want to look where you said this shadow was.
Does Lana see all this happen?
Since Liliana did mention it, with your 4 perception, you wouldn't have, but since Liliana has mentioned it, you do.
Do I notice how the priest and Eastmark act?
Mm-hmm.
Lana gets frustrated and she says, "What is that entity that you seem so scared of?"
You just hear Father Donovitz go, "Shh."
Don't shush me!
Ismark opens his eyes and he looks at you. If you cannot be respectful, you need to leave.
She looks over at her companions and she shakes her head and she starts to walk towards the figure.
As you walk towards the figure, you notice that it blurs with each step that you take. And you notice that the closer you get to it, the farther away it is from you. And when you reach the small brick ledge around this cemetery, the figure is gone. And after him comes a crack of lightning.
Lana moves back towards the group and she stands further away from Eastmark and Father Donovich.
You can very obviously see Eastmark's expression. He is quite irritated with you and what you're doing. Excuse me. to him, you are being very disrespectful during his father's funeral. He's not saying anything, but he does give you this look like, I can't believe you did this.
Lana is just going to be on guard.
As Sam finishes his last rites as a cleric, Father Donovich moves and he places a hand on Ismark's shoulder. He says, "Are you able to get her out?" And Ismark nods. He says, "Good. Good." You hear Ismark go, They may be able to help you with your problem. And you see the father, if you're looking, straighten a bit. I'm not sure anyone can help with my problem, but I appreciate the gesture, my child. And he very gently grips onto Ismark's shoulder and tells him, "Go back into the chapel. We'll meet in my office." And Ismark nods and he moves past the three of you. He makes sure not to bump into Sam because he greatly appreciates what Sam is doing. And he may graze you, Liliana, and you, Lana, as he moves back into the church.
Lana looks to Sam and says, "I do not like him. Do we have to help him?"
Why don't you like him?
There's something very odd about all of this, and he just sits there and is rude.
How so? And you're talking about Eastmarch or the father?
Eastmark. Well, first she's
These
talking about
people-
Eastmark.
These people are... Something is strangling the life out of them. It's not necessarily being rude. You're an outsider, and they don't know whether they can trust you or not. However, they're desperate, without hope. There's a lot to this, and your mannerisms are not... I'm not going to say not proper, but your mannerisms are too abrupt for them. You're... For example, how are funeral rites taken care of from where you're from?
If there is an attack, we do not just go ahead with the funeral procession. And she's looking around the grave sites.
Well,
Father
there was no attack.
Father Donovich pipes up. There was no attack. It was someone paying their respects.
And she looks over at Father Donovich and she says, "Yet you closed your eyes so tightly like you didn't want to see him. And when I went up there, it just disappeared."
No one wants to speak with the devil.
Ah, that's what I thought.
At that, when
But-
she hears the devil, she looks to Sam and she says, "They always speak of this devil, but nobody has done anything to combat him.
Father
He takes."
Donovich instantly puts his hand up and stops you. Do you know anything about this place? Do you know what we've tried to do? No, I do not think you do. Your friend here, and he gestures to Sam, is smart. We are a very untrusting lot. Everyone in the land of Barovia is. But do not question the way we do things when we would like to try and save our lives. We've watched enough of our own and a few outsiders die at his hand. We can only do so much. And we only have so much hope left. Now go. I will meet you all in the chapel.
Father, if you don't mind me asking, what has been done in the past to attempt to disrupt the devil, or reclaim reclaim Barovia for its people?
Wars, surprise attacks, everything.
And it continues, and it persists through all of that?
He cannot be taken down. No one's taken him down once.
Does he have...
Even my son tried.
Ah.
But he came back
Sorry.
something else.
Oh. I don't have that spell. Well, that just sucks. That was out of character. I was just looking at spells.
I figured it was out of character. Now why don't you three go meet Eastmark inside? You, he looks at Lana, should apologize for your improper behavior during a funeral rite that is not by your own people. Everyone does them differently, and you should respect that.
Lana just looks very frustrated with this whole thing, and she walks off.
Do the rest of you go into the chapel as
Yeah.
well?
Yes.
Okay. Father Donovich remains, and you all can hear him saying another prayer. And Sam, I imagine you're the last one out of the trio to leave.
Sure.
And as you do, you happen to notice something just behind the Father Donovich. And when you look, you see the blurry figure that Lana was talking about and Liliana were talking about. Once again, he looks to be dressed in all black, and he has his head bowed as if he's in prayer with Father Donovich. He is not attempting to step into the cemetery. He seems very docile. It doesn't seem to be something that is meant for an imminent threat at the moment.
We are not beating a 400-year-old vampire yet. That is a fight we can fight later.
You all get into the chapel, and you see Eastmark waiting. His arms are folded over his chest, and he's looking up at the bell tower. Looking at the bell. You hear him sigh. And just as he goes to say something, you watch his mouth open, and that scream rings through the air again. And you swear you can make something out. Father, help me!
Lana wants to go find this, wherever it is. She's looking for a way into what I would assume would be like a basement or a cellar.
Okay. Start looking. You've got the chapel, and there are 4 doors to look through.
Where did I put myself? Here we are.
If you're going to investigate, I would like investigation rolls. Just let me know exactly where you're investigating.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Lana,
Oh,
you
I'm
see
gonna-
nothing.
I'm gonna investigate right here.
Lana is just
You should wait
pissed.
for you should wait for the cleric to give you guidance for ability checks.
Mm-hmm.
Lana's too
Did the
impatient.
father not? The father did not follow us in.
Not yet, no.
Oh, then I'm actually not even going to be in here because I'm going to be. I want to talk to the priest
Okay.
because if the priest didn't follow us in, I'm going to ask him. So, Father, the East March said that you had a problem, and I was curious if as to what that was, and if it had anything to do with the screaming from under your church.
You watch Father Donovich tense up. And he gets this lost look in his eyes as he looks down at the hole. My son went with an outsider, a mage of some sort, put these thoughts into his head that he could stop this thing. He could stop the devil, and he did this to almost the entire town. The only one who came back was my son. And the devil had changed him, done something to him. He craves blood, and I don't think I will last much longer. But I haven't been able to figure out a way to cure him of this curse.
How long ago was this?
15 years ago.
Oh. I don't think there is a way to cure that at that point. Well, maybe. I can't do it yet, but maybe.
I know the right thing to do is to put him out of his misery. But he's my son. What would they have me do?
I don't claim to know how that feels. And the struggle that you must go through with that every day. But if you like, I and my group could do it for you, and then I can give him his last rites and hopefully save his soul.
You watch as Father Donovich's eyes get really wide. And you can see at first he looks like he's going to protest. He very obviously does not want his son to die. He believes that his son is still in there somewhere. But he sighs. To do what I can't. You can see that his eyes are welling up with tears as he looks up at the sky. I want nothing more than for him to no longer suffer. If you do this, and you perform his last rites, will you help me bury him as well?
Of course.
He bows his head to you, Sam. Thank you. I will take you to him.
Thank you.
He nods and he starts moving into the church.
Okay, ladies, there is a vampire in the basement. We have to go kill it.
I'm sorry, what?
There's a vampire in the basement. We have to go kill it. It is the father's son. He was changed when attempting to fight the devil and has been kept under the church for the past 15 years. We're going to put him to rest to attempt to save his soul.
As
Or, well,
Sam,
at least I am.
Sam, as you explain all of this to Lana and Liliana, you can see that even Eastmark knew this.
No, I figured.
And his head tilts downward towards the floor. And you can see his hands white knuckle again. Maybe it's because he feels a bit of camaraderie with the father, because the same thing could happen to his sister.
I clap a hand onto Eastmarch's shoulder and say, "Don't worry, Eastmarch. Struggle and strife breed strength. The more we struggle, the stronger we get. It's giving up the struggle that makes us weak. Hopefully, soon enough, we will have enough strength to go and face your devil. And, God's willing, we win." And he says it with and again, Sam says it all with a bright smile on his face, like this is just a thing that's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no question about it.
Yeah, Eastmark just kind of nods at you. He doesn't say anything, he just nods.
Good man. Now, ladies, are you up for a trip to the basement?
Lana looks
Sure.
disgusted at the two gentlemen, and then looks to Sam and nods her head.
All right, then. Shall we, Father?
Father Donovich nods his head slowly. And Eastmark pipes up and he says, I will stay up here. I don't know if I can deal with that right now. And the father opens this door. The room is completely dark. There is no light in here. But you watch in the darkness as the father moves to the far right corner where there appears to be chains on the floor. He pulls out a key from his robes and unlocks a lock holding the chains together. And as he pulls the chains off, he takes a handle and he opens a trap door. And the moment the trap door opens, there's a set of stairs. And you can hear something down there whispering, echoing. Oh, is there? Oh, I smell it. And the father looks at the three of you. Be careful with my Doru. And he steps aside. The three of you separately go down the steps, and you find yourself in a...
No objection to me going first, correct?
Absolutely none.
You all find yourselves at the end of these stairs. And
Why the hell is this thing not working now? Damn.
you find yourself at the end of the stairs, and it's quite dark. The floor here is dirt. The walls here are rough-hewn, and you smell rotting wood as you look at the pillars that strain under the weight of the wood ceiling from above. Occasionally, you might see a bit of candlelight slip through the cracks of the chapel floor above, allowing you to see puddles of water in bits and places. You hear scurrying, but you can't tell if it's a spider or if it's something else.
And we can't see a
Right now,
creature.
you don't see anybody down here right now. You hear scurrying, though.
Well, pull a torch and light a torch.
As you light a torch, and the moment you look up, on the ceiling, there is a man, maybe in his late 30s to early 40s. And he is hanging upside down from the ceiling. And he has this wide, unnatural grin on his face, and you see long canines, and he's drooling, and the drool is coming out in globs, and sometimes it just runs along his face and into his hair, and he's like, I smell your blood. And he starts spider crawling down the wall to get to the floor.
Well, the awesome thing about this room is it's not even 30 feet wide, so channel divinity turn undead.
Okay. Okay. As you use your channel divinity, let me see that really quick.
Yeah, I'm looking for it myself. I can never
Wisdom
remember.
saving throw of 12. So let's see.
That's. I need to up my wisdom.
I got a nat 20.
You shit.
So nothing happens. He actually, what he does is there's this crazed look in his eyes, and he pounces to get to you, Sam. I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Strength save?
Mm-hmm.
That's terrible.
Sorry. Okay. Sam, as he pounces on top of you, you feel yourself hit the ground, and the dirt just smears onto your face, and he sits on top of you. He doesn't do anything to you yet, but you are now knocked prone.
Well, I didn't use the rest of my action using channel divinity because I still have a bonus action.
Yes, you do.
I will be using that bonus action to call spiritual weapon. And I will place my spiritual weapon. Hold on one second. I'm just going to mark my slot off. I will place the spiritual weapon there, because if the guy's on top of me, I'm assuming we're occupying the same square.
Yes.
So I'll put it right where it can start bashing him.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a spiritual weapon, I believe, can take...
I was just reading it. Says as a bonus action on your
whatever
turn, you can move it. It can take whatever form you choose.
X.
On a hit, the target takes force damage equal to 1d8 plus your spellcasting modifier.
And I can make an attack immediately when I cast a spell, which is excellent.
Yep. So I was just going to say roll for me.
Yep. I will be making that swing. And it will take the shape of a flaming longsword.
Okay.
Because why not?
That hits.
Why is it not rolling damage?
There it goes.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. Let's roll initiative, everybody.
Certainly.
Nice.
I love that I have a -1 to initiative.
I have a +8 to initiative.
I'm gonna have to take a feat just to get a bonus.
I have a 10.
Y'all are silly. I didn't get my turn counter up. That's fine, though. Okay, you got a 7. He got a 23.
Oof.
11 and 10.
Go to the toilet.
What?
Now,
Excuse me?
I heard something about a toilet in there.
So we already did Doru and Sam's turn. So Liliana, it is your turn.
Alright, just going to, let's see. I'll just go into this funny little corner here and just, booyah. Well.
Holy crap, it's not concentration? That's awesome.
Yeah, it's not concentration. You got lucky there, my guy.
Actually, let's see.
Oh, yeah. This is going to be great now.
25. I can go here.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
So you were right here.
Yeah.
So you move 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay.
And, yeah, right here, actually.
Say 25.
And then I am just going to attack him with my short swords.
Okay.
And, wow, that's awkward.
That's not gonna hit.
Hey, it's second try. That's also awkward.
Yeah, that's not gonna hit either. You go to hit him with your short swords, and each time it misses. And as your second one comes around, he actually jumps and disengages and puts himself over here. And he's just laughing.
Hold on. What about opportunity attack?
He disengaged, so no opportunity attack there.
That channel divinity turn undead is not doing its job ever.
Nope. No.
Every time I
it's
use
not.
it fails.
Okay. Lana, it is your turn.
Get cleaned up. Lana is going to hold on. Is going to, as a bonus action, cast a Divine Favor on her weapon. On her Warhammer.
Very nice.
I will move up over here and hit him.
That hits.
Clean it up with a towel. Start with that.
That hits. Are you doing one-handed or two?
One.
Okay.
And
So-
then I also get
the D4, so add the D4.
1d4.
So 11. Okay.
Well done.
It is now Doru's turn. He is going to reach out at you, Lana, and try to hit you with his claws. And this entire time, as I said before, he is laughing. It doesn't matter how many times he gets hit, he is just laughing. It's this maniacal, like, he can't stop kind of laugh. Let's see, what is that? Does a 16 hit?
Yes, it just hits.
Okay. So...
Do you have a shield?
I do not.
You should.
2d4 plus 3. So that's 9 damage with that hit. He gets another one. He's going to try and bite you this time. So 22 to hit.
Yes.
So you've got 9 right now, and then another 8. So 17 points of damage to you.
Holy crap.
It is not good.
We'll be fine.
Sam, it's your turn.
Okay, hold on. I'm just deciding between one of two things. That might help. I don't know which one will help more. Alright, well, either way. So, I am going to roll over onto my stomach so I can get myself standing up again. And then take a flanking position.
Good job.
where I can swing at this guy.
Mm-hmm. You can also move your spiritual weapon, too.
I'm going to do that on my bonus action. I like to handle things in, like, the order. So don't mind me, because I absolutely am. I'm going to put it right here on its turn. My brain just doesn't let me do things out of turn. So yeah, I'm going to then swing at him, and now I have advantage on this.
Yes, you do.
So 2 rolls. So I guess the 16 will be it.
16 hits.
Okay. For 7 damage.
7 damage, okay.
And then, like I said, the spiritual weapon is going to go right here.
Okay.
Cut off his, well, as much of his movement as possible.
Okay.
It does. That's not flanking, is it?
No. It does
So
5 damage.
No, it'll miss. I had to swing. That was my attack, not my damage.
Oh, to hit for the spiritual weapon. Okay, I see that now. Yeah, no, that won't hit. Boo.
Yeah. Not like, not that I would mind getting the damage, but
Yeah,
that I have to swing first.
Okay. So is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Okay. Liliana, it's your turn.
Alright, we are going to try this again. Yoink.
There's that square's occupied.
Oh. Well, this works too.
Yes, it does.
I'm just gonna... Oh my god.
What did you get?
Dice gods hate you today, huh?
That does not hit.
Oh my god.
That does not hit
Maybe
either.
maybe you should back off and try using a bow and arrow like a proper elf.
Hey, listen here.
I mean, not wrong. Liliana, you try to hit him again. And as he dodges, he looks at you and he makes this wide grin and he's like, your blood, oh, I can feel it racing. And now it is Lana's turn.
Do I keep that? What is it?
Divine favor?
Yeah.
It could have a duration on it.
I was gonna say, it says concentration up to 1 minute, and 1 minute, I believe, is 10 rounds?
Yep.
So,
6 seconds per round.
Yeah, so you should be okay.
And I'm gonna use it one-handed again.
Okay,
And
24
don't forget
will
you have
hit.
advantage.
You do have advantage, but the 24 will hit, so.
Well, I'll try to roll it again just in case I get a 20.
No, thank you, ma'am. That is not a 20.
No, boo. And I gotta do a d4.
Yep.
So 8,
So,
9, 10, 11.
11. Another 11 damage. Okay.
Oh, hold on. Spell bonus action. I'm an idiot. Fuck.
What?
I forgot to heal myself.
Oh, that sucks. So,
Well,
Lana, as you hit Doru, you watch him kind of like you hit him and it throws him back and almost bends him in half. And as he comes back up and he looks at you, as a reaction, he is going to spit blood at you.
Ooh.
So let's see. That's a 15. That's not going to hit you anyway. So as he goes to spit blood at you, his aim is a little off and the blood kind of goes and hits the wall and you can hear it kind of sizzle as it hits the wall.
Wow, okay.
Now it is Doru's turn. So let's see. You both have hit him. But he is going to turn and look at Sam. And he is going to reach out and try to get into where he can, like, get at your neck, Sam, so he can bite you.
Well, if he can get under the helmet and through the rest of the plate, man, holy crap, freaking he earned it.
So 19 plus 6. It's 25.
That hits.
Oh, cool. So let's see. So that's 6 damage, 6 piercing damage, plus...
6 piercing damage.
And this is something that I didn't notice before. But... So you got lucky. Got lucky, Lana. 7. Plus 7...
I got lucky.
Yes, you did. Plus 7 necrotic damage.
Holy
so
shit.
That's 10.
13
no,
total.
13. 13 total.
Yep.
You got lucky because I totally forgot about the additional necrotic damage.
I sure did get lucky.
Oh, come on. This count.
Well, don't forget to heal yourself this time.
Okay, so that was one attack. He is going to come at you again as he bites you and he rips himself away. He is going to attack you with his claws. That's a 19. I don't think that hits you. So he goes to swipe at you, and maybe it's just you can see the euphoria and the pleasure in his face as your blood just rolls down his chin, and he's like trying to lick it up. He's pressing his hands against his face and trying to get all of it into his mouth, even after he tries to claw at you. And now it's your turn, Sam.
Alright, I am going to cast Protection from Evil on myself.
Okay.
Which will give him disadvantage on all of his attacks on me.
On you? Okay.
Yep. It should be Protection from...
Yeah, I'm reading it.
I'm trying to bring it up for my damn self, but my mouse is dying and being a dick.
It says the protection grants several benefits. Creatures of those types, which is aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead, have disadvantage on attack rolls against the target. The target also can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them. If the target is already charmed, frightened, or possessed by such a creature, the target has advantage on any new saving throws against the relevant effect.
Yep. Thank you.
I will display it in Roll20 for you.
Cool. And then I will use my bonus action to swing spiritual weapon again, since casting protections costed me, so I will do that. That should hit.
That does hit.
Oh, come on, stupid computer. As soon as it's not my turn, I'm good. There we go. Another fucking 4 damage. God damn it.
Okay.
Not good in the damage department today. Alright, and I'm gonna go get a new battery for this box.
Okay. Liliana, it's your turn.
Alright, well, see. Just gonna yoink it into the corner. And just, boom. And wow. Wow.
An 18 will hit.
Gonna act like a proper elf and shoot a bow and arrow?
Yeah, it hit.
Oh, look at that!
9 damage.
For 9 damage, that's nice.
When you act like a proper fairy, good things happen.
Mm-hmm.
You stereotyping elves?
Of course I am. I'm
I
an
was
old
about
school
to
D&D.
say.
Happy.
Is that all you're gonna do? You don't have a bonus action to do anything?
Not with a longbow, I believe.
Okay. So, Lana, it's your turn.
Lana is going to use her lay on hands pool.
Okay.
And use her 15 points on herself.
Okay.
And then
Oh,
can't really do anything else. Oh.
suggestion?
Hmm.
You have a bonus action that you have nothing to do with. You have a silver short sword in your hand, so you can use or in your inventory. You can at least do an offhand attack.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know
if you're
I didn't know if I could or not.
short sword is considered a light weapon, if I'm not mistaken.
It is. It's a martial light weapon. It's a finesse weapon as well. So you could very easily use that. You just, because it'll be a bonus action, you won't get the +6 damage. It'll just be 1d6.
Right.
Okay.
And if you're not, because if you're not going to occupy your second hand with a weapon, it's with a different weapon. It's actually better off for you to do damage potential wise, to go two-handed on the Warhammer at all times.
Yep.
Because you roll a bigger die. So if you don't have a shield or a sword or something else in your offhand, you should be swinging the Warhammer two-handed at all times. You've just got a higher damage potential that way.
Okay.
It's a bigger die, if I'm not mistaken. Like it's a D12 instead of a D8 or something like that, or a D8 instead of a D6.
It is a d10 instead of a d8.
Okay, so it's a D8 or a D10. So with a D10, if you get a crit, and that's when you burn your Divine Smite, you end up doing big damage that way.
Yes, you do. And that's all you can do, Lana?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It is Doru's turn, and he is actually going to disengage and start spider climbing the wall. And as he gets up to the ceiling, he looks at the three of you, and he locks eyes on Liliana. He's going to hold his action for now, but he is looking at Liliana. He's actually going to be over here, back in his corner where he started. And he's going to be eyes locked on Liliana, and he's going to say, "Oh, I haven't had elf blood in so long."
How high are the
no.
ceilings in this place?
The ceiling here is, give me just a second. I believe the ceiling is 25 feet high from floor to ceiling.
So he's out of melee range now.
Yes.
Sort of.
Yes. So, That's what he is gonna do. Sam, it's your turn.
I am going to do my bonus action first to move my spiritual weapon up to
Okay.
him and take a swing at him with that.
Okay. That'll hit.
There we go.
There we go. That's some good damage.
Then I'm going to Sacred Flame.
Hold on. You watch as when your spiritual weapon hits him, he cries out for "Ah!" and he falls to the floor.
Oh, that's even better. So then I'm going to just walk up to him and smash him in the face.
Okay, smash him in his face.
And I will keep the spiritual weapon above him to
Okay.
try to prevent him from doing the stupid stealing trick again, because that's just rude. Oh.
Nope, that's not gonna hit.
Didn't think so. Oh well. Got one good one in.
As a reaction, though, he is going to use Spit Blood to try and split blood at you.
Cool. He at disadvantage now.
I know. You better be happy. I mean, I still hit you because I got a 19. That was my lowest one. I got a nat 20
19
the
doesn't
first
hit me.
roll.
19 doesn't hit
No,
me.
I have a 19 on the die. It's a +6. My first
19
roll,
on
my first roll was a nat 20.
Yeah. Yay, no crits.
So, as you go to hit him and you miss, you watch as his head wrenches up and he spits blood at you and it gets into your eyes. You are now blinded for 1 minute. You or an ally can use an action to wash out your eyeballs, though. So. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Liliana, it's your turn.
Okay. He's gonna, and going to shoot him. Ah, finally.
That will hit.
10 damage.
Okay.
Nice.
He's looking pretty bad. You see arrows sticking out of him, and he's trying to get up, and he's stumbling. And you watch as any blood that's on the floor, he's like wiping it with his hand and licking his hands. He's trying to get as much as he can.
And Lana, it's all you. Finish this one off.
Go, Lana, it's your turn.
Okay. Can I get behind him? Or is there not enough space?
I mean, the way that the grid is a little funky. I believe there would be space there, but the grid's a little wonky.
So I'm gonna get behind him.
Okay.
And have advantage on my roll.
Mm-hmm.
If I would have known it could fit there, I would have got there. Would have went there. I'll remember that from now on.
The 22 will hit.
That one was one-handed, so that's 13 points of damage plus 1d4. So 14 points of damage.
Okay. How do you end him?
Nice.
When Lana sees that Sam is blinded and he's having a hard time, she runs around to get to Psychopants and she takes out. She kind of like winds up her warhammer like a baseball bat and socks him in the chest, and his rib cage concaves in.
As you run up and, like, using your warhammer as a baseball bat, you just wham. The force of your hit not only caves his chest in, but throws him against the wall. And you hear he's trying to breathe, and it crackles, and he wheezes. I'm sorry. And that is the last that you hear of Doru Donovich.
When Lana finishes him off, she shakes her head and she says, "This abomination should not have been allowed to stay alive."
So since I'm blinded, I'm going to be still at the ready. It's down?
Yes, he's down.
No, Sam is asking the room.
Oh.
Because, he's blind. And he doesn't hear any fighting anymore. Because then I'll take a round and wash my eyeballs out.
Okay, guys, Sam is asking you ladies if the creature is dead.
The monstrosity is down, yes.
Good.
He looks dead to me, so...
And you're right, it shouldn't have been allowed. But in a place where there is no hope, and there is no happiness, and there is no life, for a father to be unable to put down his son, I can see it. I don't agree, but I can see it. But he showed us the way to do it. He might not have been able to do it himself, but as soon as someone offered for him, he was more than willing to show us the way. Now we give him his last rites and bury him, and hopefully his soul isn't forfeit.
You can hear a very mournful cry up above you. It's very obvious that as the fighting quiets down, Father Donovich knows what's happened. And he is devastated.
Well, after I get my
Why does he
eyes...
cry when this was not his child anymore?
Because to him, it was. He still held hope that there would be a cure for his son. And in all honesty, there are ways of reversing that curse, just not at the moment. I don't have them available to me. If I were a stronger cleric, I could do it. But I'm not.
I am very confused at the way of
Magic.
life here.
Are you not a holy warrior of your faith?
I am, but I'm speaking about these people who have sat here and spoke of having this trouble for eons and not having souls, and now all of a sudden he believes that his child could have come back to him.
He believed that there may have been a way to remove the curse. And then when he saw me give actual last rites from a cleric, he took the opportunity to have his son put to rest properly. If he didn't, because he's not a cleric, he's just a priest. He has no magic, nothing that could combat the forces of undeath. Now, because there is someone who can actually do that here, he took the opportunity to let his son rest. But he kept him here in this room for 15 years, and my guess is he fed him himself to stop the child from coming out and raining havoc on the town. My guess is he sacrificed his own blood, his own health, his own life. And now, technically, his hope has paid off because someone with actual magic to put his son to rest has showed up at his doorstep. If you look at it like that, it's actually not so bad.
He
Would I
put
have
the
done it?
whole
Hell no.
town at risk.
Yes, he did. I agree, it was dumb. But it looks like it paid off in this instance. Would I have done it? Hell no. But, you know, I haven't lived under the oppression of a so-called devil for 400 years. And I'm sure, you know, bar the outsiders that show up, people aren't allowed to get strong enough to oppose it. But we shall hope to change that.
Lana just looks very confused.
Not everything is black and white. Well, actually, it is. It is, but there's nuances.
As you guys are having this conversation, you suddenly hear scurrying upstairs. Somebody is running from one end of the church to the other. Oh, now that's 2 sets of feet.
Shall we go up?
Yep, head up the trapdoor.
Is there anything in the room? Should we not have turned that thing? Like, is there anything else that we should have done to the body? Will he come back?
Well,
Are you
If you
asking
want
me?
to be absolutely sure, take the head. Or cut the head off. Otherwise, I don't know.
Do we really want to cut the head off of this being?
I mean, technically, it was killed with holy weapons. So, I don't you know what? I'll take a, what is it, religion or arcana? To actually know the answer to that question. Sarah?
Sorry, I thought I was unmuted. I believe this would be more of a religion thing than an
Okay.
arcana thing.
alright. Hold on. I'm gonna do it in...
No.
Would this technically be considered a curse?
I
Like,
mean,
is cursed to become a vampire?
you're not cursed to become a vampire, though. Vampire bite you, you become vampire. He's a vampire spawn, so he's not even, like, real, true vampire. He's just, like, ghoul vampire. So, why do you ask?
Because I was gonna see if I can do an intelligence check thingy, because preferred enemy type is undead, and I can use intelligence checks to, like, get, like...
So intelligence-based checks. So, like, what kind of check were you wanting to do? You've got history, arcana, investigation, nature, religion.
I was gonna religion.
You can try a religion check. See if you know anything.
Haha.
A 17. So you're wondering about the vampire-y curse thing? Is that what you're wondering about?
Yeah, and if it's, like, actually dead.
Oh. He is very much dead. Lana, when she caved his chest in, she basically caused his heart to explode. So there is nothing left in his chest cavity. So
Well,
he is dead.
Well, guys, he is most definitely dead.
As for the curse, you know that you need to kill The vampire that turned him. In order to turn him back. That, or by means of a cleric or a paladin with a certain spell. I have to look it up. Right now I can't remember.
I just did. That's what I was just doing. I just looked it up.
Sweet. What is it, Sam?
And technically, it's not a curse or a disease.
No, it's not.
The only way to rid a person of vampirism is to kill them and res them.
So there you
Wow.
go. Kill them and res them. He's dead.
Yeah, that's the only way to make a person That's the only way to make a person no longer a vampire. I mean, you can kill them, and then when they're dead, you can give them the body last rites again, and that, like, I don't, that's DM, however that wants to work with souls and all that crap. But as for removing the curse of vampirism, it's you kill it and res it.
So there you go.
So
There's your
yeah, a
answer.
cleric can do that.
There's your answer.
Right.
Yeah, so pretty on point. I could do it, but I'm not good enough to do that yet.
He's not good enough yet. Okay. As you guys go up the stairs, you see Ismark and Father Donovich are huddled together right in front of the altar. And the doors to the church are wide open. And just outside of the holy ground, of what would be the holy ground of the church, stands what you can only assume is Strahd von Zarovich. He's standing there and he's looking through the doors. He very obviously can't step in, but he's looking through the doors and he's smiling at all of you. And you watch him as he puts himself in a very low and proper bow. Welcome to Barovia, my new friends. Are you enjoying your stay?
Can't say that I really have.
Oh, you haven't liked what we have here. And he puts on this mock of disappointment before the smile that he has breaks it.
Well,
Maybe
I
you will
think
find something else that you enjoy.
the defining factor of that was definitely the pies.
Oh, you did not like the food here?
Nah, it's weird.
Then maybe you shall starve.
Maybe.
Anyway. And he just starts completely ignoring you, Liliana.
Wow.
I welcome you to my homeland. Enjoy the sights. Meet the people. Get used to your new life here. If you need anything of me, all you must do is think of me. And I shall be there. Now, I believe introductions are in order. Who are you?
Lana steps forward and she says, I do not know why you have brought us here, but I would assume you would know the answers to that already, for we are here.
You are my entertainment. I want to see what you are actually capable of. and apparently I have a few that are worried about me. So we'll see if their choice in. And you watch as he looks down at the floor and at the ground and he kicks a rock and then he glances right back at you, Lana. Heroes is well placed.
Lana looks at him and she closes her eyes and she starts to pray to Sky for guidance.
The moment you start to pray to Scotty for guidance, you hear him. Your mountain woman will not answer you here. Only I answer. So why don't you start learning? What do you need, little one?
When he says that, a look of horror goes across her face for a split second, and then her resolve comes back into play, and she says, "In her name, I will find a way out."
Oh, I am going to have much fun watching you. Didn't I hear that right? Your name, Lana. Kind of nods. And he looks to Liliana. You look a lot like the elves that once roamed these lands. They were quite troublesome. It is a good thing they are gone. I'm glad I have many heads in my castle.
You just see sort of like an angry look coming from her.
Oh, not as feisty as your friend. Fine. We will see how the soldier reacts when she finds out what we've done here. And you, he looks at Sam. What is your purpose?
Sam doesn't change his expression pretty much at all. He just has that same smile on his face that he always has. And he says, "My purpose? Oh, that's easy. Fight, get stronger, fight some more, get stronger, eventually fight my way out of here."
Oh, it is quite adorable that you think you will leave.
I'm glad you think so.
Only I can let you in and out. So,
Excellent. That means all I have to do is fight you. Can't do it yet, but I'll get there.
you have already seen what it looks like when someone fights me. And you watch his gaze drift to the church building that is in ruins. And then he looks at the door of the room that you all just exited. You killed one of mine. That is your first strike here. We will see how you go. And my punishments will come slowly. But I am not here to fight. I am here to offer my condolences to Ismark. It is a tragedy that his father passed. And you hear Ismark. There's a sudden anger and fire in him. You're the one who did this! And you watch as Strahd gets this look of shock on his face. His hand comes up to his chest. My dear boy, your father knew exactly why I came each night. And he still had hope. Pfft. Hope. You lot, your hope. Hope is nothing but a false dream. Decays the mind, eats the spirit. It's worse than despair. At least with despair, you know what you're getting with it. But hope? Hope tricks you into thinking things will get better. That you can somehow survive and win. And you all already know the consequences of that. And you watch as his tongue grazes across his teeth. But anyway, I came to offer my condolences to your father. And to offer the three of you, and he gestures to the trio, an invitation to my castle. I would like to have the lot of you over for dinner. Civil. No intent of harm. I have no reason for that. You will have safe passage from wherever you are. I assume, and he glances at Ismark again, you are sending them to Velaki. And Ismark doesn't say a word. It is okay. There is a reason why everyone says I know all. Oh, I can still smell her on you. No. You protect my beloved. And maybe I won't steal her away so quickly. Let her have her fun and her independence for now. You all may go back to your home. And he looks at Ismark. I will send nothing tonight. I would hate for my beloved to be sad and to lose not just her father, but a brother. You go home now, boy. And you three? I shall see you sooner than you think. And with a snap and a cloud of black mist, all you see are a dozen bats that go up and fly into the air. And Strahd is gone.
Well,
Lana growls under her breath.
I am so glad we came here. Father, do you have another casket and another hole? We have last rites to perform for your son.
You see that Father Donovich is paler than before. His eyes are wide, and he's trembling. And when you speak to him, it takes a moment for him to come out of this stupor. And he looks at you, and he shakily gets up Yes, I do. Ismark, my boy, will you help me? And Ismark nods, and he goes and he helps Father Donovich get a casket, and they put something together, and then Father Donovich goes down. And when he sees what you guys have done to Doru, you hear another mournful wail from him. And he's down there for a few minutes before he comes up, and he's cradling his son like a father would a newborn, bringing him up and very carefully placing him into the casket. And he looks at you, Sam. He doesn't say anything, but he looks at you.
I perform last rites.
He looks at Ismark as you're doing this. Please take him. You know where to put him. I will be in here for a moment. And Ismark nods, and he looks at Lana and Liliana, gesturing for them to help. And Sam, when you finish, the four of you go, and he's asking you to bury him over here in the cemetery. Sure. You guys will have to dig a hole first, which, with a couple people won't take long. All of you help Ismark and take Doru's body out into the cemetery. And Sam and Ismark, at the very least, start digging a hole.
Yep.
As long as there's a shovel, Lana will help.
Okay, Lana will help too.
Liliana will also help.
Okay, Liliana will help too then. You all notice that it's starting to rain. And with the rain, it kind of loosens the dirt up a little bit, makes it a little bit easier to dig the hole. You're waiting and waiting and waiting for Father Donovic to come and see his son put to rest. And then you hear the church bell ring. And it only rings once. And it's a very rough, like somebody just tugged on that rope as hard as they could with all of their body weight.
Oh, he hung himself. Damn it. I'm going to have to go check.
When Sam says that, Lana looks very confused. And she says, "What do you mean he hung himself? How do you
it's just a gut feeling. It's a gut feeling. I'll go check.
Strange.
Sam, as you check, you come into the church. And at first you don't see anything. You don't see anything off. The only thing that's different is there's a slight film of dust that's floating through the air.
I'm looking for that rope.
And as you get to the bell tower and you see the rope, you look up, and about 15 feet above you is Father Donovic.
Yep.
As he wrapped the rope to the bell around his neck and jumped.
Well, I've got one more spell slot left, so I might as well give him his last rites. Well, I'll go pull him down and guess we'll dig another hole.
Are you going to tell the rest of us to do that?
I mean, I'm just going to come out with a body event a few minutes later, so if you guys want to not dig a hole, you don't have to, but I'm gonna.
As you come out, it probably takes about 10 minutes, but as you come out, and you're carrying this body with you, you see Ismark's eyes get really wide again. But there's an understanding there as he closes his eyes and he mutters a quiet prayer under his breath. This is what this place does to you. He was right, you know. Hope is just a false dream.
Throwing a fight's against my religion.
You wouldn't be throwing the fight. But I like
That's
your
what suicide is
enthusiasm.
in my faith. That's what suicide is in my faith. It's throwing a fight. You fight. You live. As long as you're alive, you can fight. If you can fight, you can win. It may take forever. You may not see it happen. Maybe your kids will see it happen. But you gotta keep them alive. This, what he did is unacceptable. The only reason I bring him out to give him his last rites is because he was a priest. And all of this was too much for him and he couldn't hack it anymore. I kind of understand it, but So, will you help me dig the hole?
Ismark nods.
Lana nods.
Sam's actually kind of irritated. Like, he looks irritated. Like, nah. He's mad at the priest.
You all dig the hole. Sam, you perform the last rites, and you all bury Doru and his father.
Yep.
Once you're finished, you look at Ismark, and he's looking up at the sky, and it's still raining, and the rain is hitting his face. And he goes, "Does the offer still stand that I can come with you and help protect my sister?"
Sure, of course.
He nods. "I think I will talk to Nicola tonight. He's always wanted to help the town, and he would do a much better job than I would after everything I've seen. He's a little more hopeful. Much like you. Maybe I can learn something from that."
We shall say.
He nods, and it takes about an hour and a half as he leads you guys from the church back to the Burgermeister's home. And when you guys get back, once again, it's Nicola and Irina are in front of the fire. Irina seems to be reading a book, and Nicola looks like he's tinkering with something. They all welcome you. They both welcome you all back. Ismark informs the two of them of what happened to Father Donovich and Doru and things like that, and both of them just seem to nod their heads in understanding as if they knew. Ismark looks to the three of you. "Go. Rest. It's late. It's about almost midnight now.
Yeah, Lord knows I need a long rest.
Go. Rest. We will see if he keeps his promise." And you guys are offered to go rest and take a long rest.
Yikes.
Absolutely.
Totally need that.
The night is
Alright.
completely and utterly quiet. Nothing happens. Just as the great Lord Strahd said, nothing would happen.
Can't wait for that fight.
You got a while, buddy.
Oh, I know. I know. We're going to turn over every rock between here and him, and by the time we get there, it'll be on.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to change some spells out. for the morning now.
Okay, do we want to take a 10-minute break really quick? Did we want to go to 9:30 or did we want to go to 9?
I would prefer 9.
Okay, did we want to take like a 5-minute break then?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, let's take a 5-minute break real quick. I have to let Puppy Dog out because he's like losing his shit. I know you guys could probably hear him. He's like dying. So my husband's been outside for the last half hour with my dad. And I'm like, what the fuck? I come out here and I let the puppy out. I was gonna come get him. It's been 30 minutes, motherfucker.
Yeah, I did hear him whining. Oh, and just so you know, while I was futzing with my sheet,
Mm-hmm.
and I did a long rest. It dropped me back to 27 max hit points.
I will fix it for you.
Well, I fixed it. I put it back to 33. I just
you'll actually
don't know how to make that not happen.
Okay. Oh, there's a little check mark on there that if you have the check checked, it resets your HP to like what D&D says it's supposed to be.
Oh, because all I did was do the long rest thing where it says take a long rest, and I clicked the thingy to take a long rest, and it lowered my hit points out.
Yeah, it does that. There's a little checkbox right above the confirm button where you have to uncheck that box so it doesn't reset your HP.
So I hit long rest, reset max HP. Oh, look at that. Okay, there it is.
Yeah, you just have to uncheck that little box.
Yep, no, there it was. I saw it now.
Ta-da!
Cool. Yep, that makes the thing not do the thing. Got it.
Yes. So, did you guys enjoy that fight and meeting Strahd?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yay!
So,
listen,
my
meeting
max-
in Strahd was a lot better than when Love did it.
Should be 30.
Like, Strahd is more of a douche, and I like it.
Oh yeah, he's totally meant to be a douche. I mean, he goes like balls out for Irina, but he's meant to be a douche.
Lana is full of the confusion.
I know, and I love it. I can't wait.
And she's scared now because she can't get in touch with her god.
Oh, yes, you can. He's just shitting you.
Are you sure about that?
Did you cast a spell and it worked? Then your god can still hear you.
How do we know it's not him allowing that to happen?
Either way, if you cast a spell and it works, because holy spells are granted from the divinity you ask them for. You mutter a prayer and the effect happens, because it's granted from a divine being. If you cast a spell and it works, you can get through to your god.
You can keep thinking that.
Hey man, I worship a concept. I don't have to worry about shit like that. Are people alive here? My concept is there. Yeah, these people are beaten down. They're kind of wussing out. But hey, some can be reached potentially. And I will do my priest thing to the NPCs, and we'll see how it works. We'll see if we can't convert fighters out of Eastmarch and his brood.
I don't know. Lana's not happy. The longer she's here, the longer she's the more angry she gets.
Okay.
You just have to be properly deranged into being able to be happy in horrible situations.
Okay. Are we all ready to continue?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
When
Let's
Lana
do
wakes up,
this.
she goes to do her prayer in the morning, and we do our spell stuff.
Oh yeah, let me make sure I did that right.
And you know what? Never mind. Well, it takes an hour.
You can take an hour when you first wake up. It's not a big deal.
How come that didn't come off?
You all can take an hour and do what you need to do.
Can I get my animal yet?
Nope, not yet.
I want a cool.
Lana, when she wakes up, she's going to come out and ask if they have a vial in which they can house water.
I've already done all your holy water. I've done. I
was
made
about
all
to
our water
say-
holy water. Oh,
Yeah.
that's not the thing you're looking for?
I wanted an extra one just in case.
You come out, and Nicola is at the dining table, and he nods, and he reaches over and grabs a glass flask, and he hands it to you.
And she'll nod thanks, and she'll fill it with water, and she'll bless the water.
Oopsie.
No, that was me. I meant to do that.
Oh no, I thought I was doing something.
Oh. Can I also... Jim said that our weapons are considered holy weapons, right?
When you cast your spell on them, when you do like your divine favor,
yeah,
on
your divine
weapon,
favor and
Okay.
stuff. Yeah.
holy. And my spiritual weapon, not my mace, but my spiritual weapon is a holy
Okay.
weapon because it's holy magic.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good to know.
As you all finish that, and you come out, you can hear Eastmark and Irina talking to each other in the foyer. And you're met with Nicola at the table. And he just smiles. I'm glad that you are allowing Eastmark to go with you. It is greatly appreciated. I don't think he'd be able to handle not knowing whether Irina was okay or not.
Not a problem.
To be fair, I'm not going to guarantee whether or not they will make it to wherever it is they need to make it to. If their attitudes keep up the way that they keep up.
Oh my, are you saying you're going to do something to my brother and sister?
Oh no, heavens no, I would not.
He looks at Sam. Please make sure she doesn't do anything to get my brother and sister in trouble.
She won't. She's just not used to being around humans.
Okay.
You
People are a lot more abrupt from what I'm guessing.
You flat earth walkers are very, very peculiar.
And
I-
each one is different.
I truly think you need to get out more. You have spent too much time wherever you have been. I think maybe this will be a good lesson for you as well.
She looks over to the brother and she shakes her head. And she says, "This place is very confusing.
Oh, yes, it can be.
I do not believe getting out more will help in that confusion."
Well, the longer you're exposed to it, the more you learn about it, and the more normal it'll become. This place is strange even by normal standards.
Nicola gestures to Sam. What he said. I think you could learn a lot from him, actually.
I have learned a lot, yes. I am greatly appreciative of Sam being
Well,
willing to educate me.
it's not showing. You need to be better with people.
With that, her face goes stone cold.
Just learn to relax a little bit more, Lana.
Yes.
It's okay.
Yes.
I do not understand what you mean by relaxed. I am as relaxed as a person could be.
I don't know what
As-
people you're seeing.
As you all are talking, you see Ismark and Irina step into the dining area, and you see each of them have put on armor, and they're carrying weapons.
Oh,
So there's Irina.
what kind of armor are they wearing?
Hold on just a second.
Actually, just give me an AC number. That'll make it easier.
Ismark's AC is an 18, and Irina's is a 16.
Scale
Eli,
mail with
bring me
studded leather.
panda cookies.
Yes.
All right.
You see they're both wearing armor. Ismark has a long sword and a crossbow. I should say he has a sword and a crossbow, as well as a shield on his back.
Good man.
Irina has a long sword at her side, a crossbow. It's a hand crossbow. And she has these scarves, one tied around her waist and the other tied like a cloak around her neck. And there's this intricate embroidery on them depicting these beautiful golden branches with golden leaves all over. Irina looks at the three of you. Well, we better get an early start. We
Hold
really...
on just a second. Okay.
We better get an early start. We don't want to be out too late.
Lana,
Can we make it to Rocky or to wherever we're going in one day? Or will we be camping outside at night regardless?
It'll take at least a 2 to 3 day trip.
Okay.
Lana smirks as she eats. And she looks the siblings over and she says, "Ha! Hopefully that's not all decoration you are wearing, and you actually know how to wield those weapons."
They both look at you. Have you ever fought a vampire? A werewolf? Anything like that?
Vampire, yes. Werewolf, no.
while the question was out loud, they are asking Lana specifically.
Lana shrugs and she says, I've fought many a beast. I'm sure a werewolf and a vampire, whatever these things are, will be just the same.
Ooh. Sam makes a wincy face.
You notice on Eastmark's armor, there are deep claw gouges in the armor. The armor that Irina wears has dents and a few surface scratches. But the armor is well maintained, as well as the weapons. And Eastmark just says, we have used them before. We are fine. You hear Nicola pipe up, Lana, this is what we were talking about.
Their armor, you said, is all scratched up and dented up?
Irina's has surface scratches and has a couple dents in it. Eastmark's...
And Eastmark's is a little more messed up, right?
Yes.
That I'm gonna, look at it. May I? And hold a hand up to the armor.
Eastmark and Irina look at each other, and then they look at you, and they nod.
I cast Mend on the armors. I have that as one of my cantrips, so that'll just fix up their shit.
Okay, as you cast Mending, they look down and they watch as their armor fixes itself, and the deep claw marks just disappear and melt away, and the scratches on Irina's armor drift away, and the dents pop themselves back out. And you see the surprise and shock on their faces. And Irina even, hugs you. She jumps up and she hugs you. Oh, we were very nervous because we weren't sure how well this armor was going to last. Thank you very much.
Not a problem. If we're going to be traveling together, it makes absolutely no sense to have you in poor equipment.
Eastmark nods. It's been a while since I've had a good fight. Been even longer for her. So,
are your weapons in good repair? Do they need any care or?
Our weapons are fine. We do take them to the forge. There is a small forge here.
Lana looks to... Oh, what's her name?
Irina?
I was thinking Eastmark, and that's on my head. That was all that was in my head. I'm like, hello?
Irina.
She looks to Irina, and she stands up, and she walks over to her, and she says, do you have holy water?
Irina, you watch as... Did you say you touched her?
Mm-hmm. No, I walked up to her.
Okay. She kind of takes a sidestep because she is obviously very irritated with you after the, previous day, and now when you're trying to be a dick. And she gives you this side eye. Yes, we have holy water. We have stakes. We have silver weapons. We should be fine.
Lana nods and walks off back to where she was sitting.
You hear Eastmark. Everybody finish up eating. Let's get out before nightfall comes.
Yep. What's the other brother's name again?
Nicola.
All right, Nicola, I guess we'll get going then, and hopefully, after, hopefully by the time we get to come back here, I'll be able to do something to fix your legs.
Nicola nods, and Eastmark and Irina go to their brother. And you watch as Eastmark puts a hand on Nicola's shoulder. You will do much better than I would. Thank you. And Nicola looks up at him. Just protect her for me. Irina kneels down and gives Nicola a very tight hug. I'll miss you. I'll miss you too. Now, just go. You need to be someplace safer than here. And they both nod and they get up. And you can see there's a bit of tears in Irina's eyes as she turns and Eastmark follows, and he gestures for the three of you to come.
All right.
Lana leans over to Sam and says, "Why does she look like she was crying? I thought she needed to leave."
She's separating from her brother, and they're essentially leaving their brother, who is not as capable as them, to fend for himself. He's better in the position that they're leaving him in, but he also doesn't have use of his legs, so he can't defend himself as well. So she's afraid she's never going to see her brother again. At least that would be my guess.
Then why would she leave?
Because she would rather leave than have her brother watch her be fed on nightly by a vampire. Because none of them can stop Strahd from coming in here and feeding on her, she's leaving, hopefully to draw everything away from her brother and maybe escape her fate. Again, it's my guess. You'd have to actually ask them for the real answer, but that's what I think.
The siblings do not take to me, so I will not ask that question, but I thank you for answering the best that you could.
No problem. And if you try being a little softer in your approach, you'll probably get better results.
I do not know what is soft.
How about this? If you think you're getting into an issue where you need something from someone or you're having trouble talking with someone, ask me to translate for you. And I will try to help you as best as I can.
I appreciate that.
No problem. I'm sure Liliana would be more than happy to help too.
You are asking me to do a very difficult task.
It isn't worth doing if it isn't difficult.
I guess you are right.
Lana looks over to Liliana and says, "How is it difficult to just answer a question?"
Questions can be difficult from time to time.
Well, if you have the knowledge, I would greatly appreciate it if you shared it. And she just bows her head.
As you
For when the time comes.
As you all follow Eastmark and Irina, you all go through the streets. You see a few people come out, and they wave to Eastmark and Irina. They're a little confused, and the three of you really notice now that everyone that comes out is very gaunt. There's malnutrition, their skin is almost gray, their hair is dull. But it's hard to tell why it's like this. You might even catch a glimpse of Morgantha for a brief moment before she enters a house. Someone begging her to come inside and help. Eastmark and Irina lead the three of you out of town and back on to the old Sphalic Road. Now, the three of you start marching down the road, woods on either side of you. And as you get further out of town, you notice a river on your right. Eastmark idly tells you that this is the Eveless River, and it goes all the way to Sear Pool.
Do we have a map?
I will get you a map. Hold on. We will see. Because I tried to upload a map and it was like, nah, no thanks. Boop, boop, boop. We'll see if it uploads. Yes. Boop. So give me just a second. So, the village of Barovia is right here. It takes you about 2.5 hours to get to here, which is where he's talking about the Eveless River. You guys continue traveling down the road, and once again you are surrounded by woods. Everybody make a perception check for me.
Oh, that's way better than it's been.
Wow, the elf in the favored terrain can't see shit.
No, she can't.
You're just full of fail today, dude.
Irina, Lana, and Sam. The three of you seem to hear something traveling in the woods. You can hear something running, following you. And you watch as Irina kind of puts her hand out and she stops Eastmark and she puts her hand on the hilt of her sword. Stop. What is that? You start to hear a growl coming from the woods.
Oh, if only it was a couple of levels higher.
What do you guys do when
Lana-
you hear the growling?
Lana pulls out her weapons.
Hand a weapon. Make sure you pull that sword of yours as well.
That's why I said weapons. Plural.
Excellent.
You guys watch, and Irina turns to her left because the sound is coming from here. And you look, and this large beast begins to come out from the woods. Its fur is thick and black, and its eyes are an ice-cold blue color. What you see is a dire wolf.
Oh. Oof.
So, there are multiple things that you can do here. You can try to, because Liliana wants a wolf, you can try and befriend this wolf.
We want wolf. We want wolf.
You could
I
try
mean-
and fight this wolf.
No.
I thought you wanted a dragon.
I like a wolf. I can actually
You're an
speak
shiny
to this.
player, aren't you? You're an shiny player.
Yes.
Okay, what do you want to do?
The direwolf is a good pet.
You
I won.
watch as Irina backs up and Ismark is backing up with her. They haven't pulled out their weapons yet because right now the wolf is just kind of walking out like it was getting ready to walk across the road.
I can speak to it.
Okay.
Lana's getting ready to fight it.
Yep.
Hey,
Oh my.
hey.
So, unless you're going to speak to Lana before you start trotting up to it.
Hey, Lana. Let's put the weapons down, maybe.
This is a wolf.
Yeah, but it's a wolf that is cool and is not trying to attack us currently.
Lana looks to the others.
You guys can very obviously tell that the growling is more defensive than it is offensive. It's basically trying to make sure it can scare you away so it can do what it wants. Lana, you see that Ismark and Irina have backed far enough away from the wolf to not be within range of it, and they're just staring at it. They're not trying to fight it. They're not trying to do anything. They are watching it. It's almost like a respect for the things that are here.
Lana is going to follow suit.
Yep.
Liliana's gonna walk up to this wolf, and I'm just gonna cast Speak with Animals.
Okay. What do you say to the wolf?
Ranger
Hello.
doing ranger things.
Hey, how are you doing?
It takes a moment, but you hear this very, very gruff voice. I only want to pass.
Well, my friends here aren't going to kill you. And I mean, hey, like, where are you headed?
Your friends would be my dinner.
Well, I would prefer if you didn't make them your dinner because we could probably go hunting in these woods, eh? Like,
I want you to roll a persuasion.
oh no. Please, no. No.
The wolf looks at you. Why would I hunt with you? You would be a very easy snack.
Well, see, I don't think I'm really that tasty. You know, I have all this mud and dirt all over me. And also,
That is what the river is for. Washing the dirt away.
Okay, well... I mean, I know you're, like, sort of wanting to, like, eat us, but, I mean... Is there something I could maybe do to persuade you to maybe, like, join me? Because I can, like, get you out of here once we deal with this Mr. Vampire man who's controlling the mist, and you can kill all the things you want in forests.
You watch as you all can see the wolf itself. It almost looks like it scoffs. It and Liliana, you hear vampire mist.
Yeah, okay, so basically what's going on is...
I can go where I'd like.
Well...
I have lost my pack, so now I travel alone.
Lost as in they...
Damn wolf hunters.
Hey, I have an idea.
What is that?
How about we go, persuade Winks these, wolf hunters to, not hunt wolves again.
Are you saying you would give me a chance to kill the hunters?
Yeah.
You see this wolf think it over. I want you to roll another persuasion check. Roll it with advantage.
So that's... Wait, is that, like, roll it twice?
Roll it twice.
Keep the better one.
Yep, keep the higher one.
19, please.
Okay. You watch this wolf, and it comes up to you. And this wolf is at least almost 2 feet taller than you at the shoulder.
Oh, yes.
You watch this wolf, and everybody can see it, as this wolf lays down in front of you, and it looks at you. And you watch as it comes up, and its very large, very wet nose comes and it presses against your neck, and it takes a deep inhale, and everybody else can hear it. Fine. I will help you where I can. So long as you allow that for me.
Cool. Now let me go talk to my friends over there, and...
I will tell you this. The other thing that you need to do is you need to give it some sort of food.
Alright. Like, right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I do have rations.
Okay.
So...
Yeah, you just gotta feed it to seal your companion bond.
Yeah, you have to feed it to seal your companion bond.
Yeah, I'm just gonna feed it.
Okay.
Some of it.
You have to take one of your rations out of your inventory.
Yep. Yeah. If you don't know how to do that, I will do it for you.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that.
You take the ration out and you unwrap it and you offer it to this dire wolf. And it looks down and it sniffs the ration. And you all can see that it nods its head. When you place the ration on the ground, the wolf, in 2 bites, eats this entire ration. And you see it sigh. And it gets to its feet. And it comes over. And it sits next to you, Liliana. And it leans over. And with its large, wet, slobbery tongue, it licks basically your entire head.
Hey guys, it's good over here.
You now have a dire wolf companion.
Let's fucking go.
And with it being 9:04, that is where we will end the session for tonight.
Yes, fucking sir.
Lana is so confused.
It's rangers doing ranger things.
It is. It's Ranger doing Ranger things.
Ranger-like activities.
The whole time, Lana was just looking with her mouth slack, very shocked at what was happening right in front of her face.
Let's fucking go, bro.
I hope you guys enjoyed it.
I did.
Oh yes.
Oh my gosh. It's exciting to play a new character.
I'm glad you
you know,
guys like it.
I'm enjoying it. I'm actually enjoying this a bit more than I was enjoying playing Garrett.
Yay! I'm glad. I am going to.
I like the Garrett character, but like he was too grumpy for that group.
Yeah. I am going
Him
to.
and Lana would have butt heads.
Yeah, they would have. I am going to send you a picture of what your direwolf looks like.
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna put it in the Strahd OOC. So there we go. I'm gonna tag you in it. Here is your direwolf.
Oh my god, I love him.
You have not asked whether it is a male or female, so I would suggest doing that at some point.
I love them.
It's a pupper. It's a little pupper boy. Oh my god.
Oh, he's not little. I
He's
have
a
to
big
get,
little boy.
I have to get you the direwolf stats.
Oh my
It's
god.
a
Direwolf's
big
no
little
damn
boy.
joke.
Because
That's a great pet you've got.
Because this is where the ranger gets complicated. Because not
Yeah.
only will you have to roll initiative for